Hey there, Matt and Jason here. So welcome for this live session. So what we're going to be doing, hopefully you already know this, but if you're just now joining us, we're going to be reviewing the entire, what we call the ASM model. Actually, probably other people have called it. That's where we got it from. But basically the entire business model that we've really kind of perfected over years, and basically how to build a business from scratch with Amazon. We've had people that we can show you some examples that have started with as little as $500 and built businesses they've sold for 4 million. Lots of different success stories from all over the world. And so we want to do kind of a rapid run through of this entire business model from scratch. Everything from how do you even get started to how do you pick a product, how do you find suppliers, how do you launch this business, scale this business, how do you get paid? And so you're super clear on how this whole model works, because we do have a kind of ticking clock that's upon us right now. So you can see it behind us. Is that amazing selling machine. The doors have been closed for 6 months, and right now they're open, but fortunately or unfortunately, they close tonight at midnight Pacific time. So as of the time we're shooting this live video, we've got 15 hours, 59 minutes, and 32 seconds, 31 seconds. So time is clicking away. And so you can go sign up if you haven't already. You can go sign up for ASM 8 at asmnow.com. And if you've already signed up, by the way, give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know that you're already an ASM member, because we love to sort of give you a shout out here live. And so let us know that in the likes and comments, and we'd love to hear from you. But whether you're already an ASM member or you're still kind of sitting on the fence deciding whether or not now is the right time for you to sign up, well, hopefully this live session will help clear some of that up for you, because we're going to run through this whole model so it's crystal clear for you. And so we're going to do some live Q&A, but some very specific live Q&A. Like, we're not going to be able to answer any and every question about selling on Amazon, but what we will answer is things that really clarify this business model. We've got some other live sessions coming up today, so this one is really about clarifying this whole business model. So
very cool. So Isabella, ASMer, hello, good to see you here. Elena, ASM member, yay. Monique, ASM, ready to start. Emily Dixon signed up last week, ASM 8. Lisa Pablo, ASM 8. So awesome. A lot of ASM 8 people signed up already here. Chris Klassen, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for joining us this early in the morning. So great, great, great. One of the things that we really want to make sure, though, we have a lot of information, and we've got, probably an hour, hour and a half, maybe max, to try to get all this information to you. So one thing we do ask, if you're really interested in this, if you want to learn how to take advantage of this in the best way, be the most successful with ASM, really minimize distractions. We're here. We don't want to waste your time. We want to be able to provide as much value to you as we possibly can. So, do yourself a favor, because this is a life-changing business. This isn't like some fly-by-night thing. This isn't some little hobby. This is a legitimate business that we're teaching you to do that really, as you've seen over and over again from the success stories, is changing people's lives. So invest in yourself, bet in yourself, really give yourself the time right now to really learn, ask questions, and really pay attention, because everything we tell you today should answer every question that you have outstanding. So just do yourself a favor and dedicate this time to really understanding what it is we have to share with you.
Yep, and so we see lots of people already sharing and liking, so thanks for that, and commenting. So yeah, lots of people here. So we've got Carmen, ASM 8, Liza, ASM 8, so lots of people. We've got Emily Dixon says signed up last week. Awesome. And we've got Liza Paulo from Puerto Rico. Marilyn Lilly says, hello, everybody. We've got Suzanne from Germany. So cool. So with this time slot, we should have people from all over the world, because it's early enough where people in Europe are able to join us live. And for the US, it's kind of, morning, depending on where you're at. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. So we are going to be giving away some prizes. And so we've got $100 Amazon gift cards. And so the way you win these is you share on Facebook or like on YouTube. And so if you're watching on Facebook right now, go ahead and share this, and we're going to give one of these away pretty soon here to one randomly selected person that shares this live post. And so just share it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, and we're going to give away the first one of these pretty soon here. So it's a $100 Amazon gift card. We'll message you after we get done live here, and we'll give you your $100 Amazon gift card.
Absolutely. And so we're live also on YouTube. Actually, I wanted to mention that. So I'm seeing some comments on here. Daniel from Florida, Dwight from Jamaica. So good to see a bunch of people. We got Sergio from Brazil. So very cool. Pleasure to have all you guys here. And yeah, so again, for the $100 Amazon gift card, we haven't started that yet, though. though, so we're not doing that one yet, right?
Yep. But you can go ahead and keep sharing right now and liking, because it'll basically be anybody who has done it up until that point. So if you're just now joining us, it's right now about 4 minutes after the hour. So we've got a lot of people that are kind of flooding in right now. And so what we're doing here is we're reviewing the entire ASM business model from scratch. So this is every part of basically how to get set up, how to select a product, how to find suppliers. We're basically giving you a quick run through of the whole thing, so you're crystal clear on how this business model works. And so we're going to be running through all that sort of stuff, getting started in just a few minutes. I also asked if you've already joined ASM, go ahead and comment below and let us know, because as you can see behind us, the doors to ASM are closing. Right now we're at 15 hours, 55 minutes, and 3 seconds. And so you can grab your spot on ASM just by going to asmnow.com. Super simple, go over there, you'll end up on this kind of page. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to click take the next step. That goes to a secure registration form, and you can sign up and get in your spot on ASM before doors close tonight, Thursday, October 26th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific.
And the reason why we close those doors the reason why we do this is because starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time, we launch Module 1. So when you sign up right now, you'll come into the Welcome Module. The Welcome Module is there to get you familiar with the membership, help you understand what to expect over the next little while. But starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp, all of our focus goes to the students. So we need to make sure, especially Mike McClary and Rich Henderson, we are on it so that we make sure that you get the best value possible. We focus on Module 1, get everyone going through that. And for the next 8 weeks, we dedicate all of our resources to making sure that our students are successful. So we need to close the doors. We can't be focusing on one thing and the other. So don't miss this opportunity. I promise you, you have 30 days to be able to check it out just to see if what we're saying is true, to see that the training is the world-class quality that we say, that the mentors who, collectively are doing millions of dollars are there to help you are actually there, that the community, that the resource vault, that everything is there for you. You have nothing to lose. You could sign up right now, go in the membership, and right away, if you're like, you know what, this isn't what I was expecting, do yourself a favor, bet on yourself, take advantage of this, and sign up before we close the doors.
So what we're going to do now is, like Jason mentioned, is we're going to go ahead and kick off a countdown timer. We're not giving you much time on this one.
2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes to basically share this on Facebook or like it on YouTube, and you'll win the $100 Amazon gift card, or one randomly selected person will win that, I should say. So you've got about 1 minute and 47 seconds. Share on Facebook, like on YouTube. And what we're doing is we're going to give a couple minutes. As soon as this is done, we're just going to sort of hit the ground running, and we're going to get into reviewing the entire ASM model. So right now, share on Facebook, like on YouTube, comment below, let us know how it's going, let us know where you're at in the world, and also if you've already joined ASM. Because what we've been talking about is the doors to ASM are closing tonight at midnight Pacific. They've been closed for 6 months, so time is running out. So we wanted to jump on here for another live session to kind of run through this whole business model with you, because we don't want you to miss out. We've had a lot of people, and we're going to show some of the people a little bit later, that have changed their life with this program. And you can too. There's no reason why you can't. We've had people with all kinds of different backgrounds, jobs, no job, business, unemployed, people that are police officers, salesmen, designers, physician's assistants, and you could probably name a million other different kind of professions they had before. But you can absolutely do this business. You just have to get started is the big step. And we can talk about this later. If you have questions about this model and that kind of thing, or about ASM, feel free to ask them in the comments below. We'll see how many of them we can get to. But yeah, like something you may be wondering is, can I just do this on my own? You can, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be the best use of your time. At the end of the day, time is our only truly limited resource. And so how you use that time matters a lot in life, but especially in business. Why does somebody with 24 hours a day become a billionaire, and somebody with 24 hours a day struggles to pay their rent every month? It's just because of how they use their time, nothing else. And so that, at the end of the day, is a big part of what ASM does. It not only just magnifies your success, but also saves you a heck of a lot of time getting somewhere that there's a chance you could never get to without it, or it may just take forever. So,
something I want to hit on, actually, we're at the 2 second, but actually, let's do this first, and then I want to hit on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're about to get the full ASM model review, but basically the 2 minutes are up. So Mr. Rich Henderson is sitting behind the scenes in the room behind us. And so he's going to message me on the computer to let us know who has won the first $100 Amazon gift card for either sharing on Facebook or liking on YouTube. If you didn't win this one, you can still keep sharing and liking, because we're going to do at least one more of these. Depending on how many shares we get, we'll do at least one more of these. And if you've already shared, or if you share between now and then, you'll still be entered to win. It doesn't have to be like within the 2 minutes. It's anybody up until that point, until the countdown timer went off. So as soon as the countdown timer went off, Rich saw this in the next room, and he basically started picking our first winner. So we'll announce that in a few minutes.
So one thing I wanted to add, a lot of people ask, great question, why should I join ASM? Can't I do this on my own? Well, perfect example, even though he's much younger than me, he's actually the granddaddy of teaching the Amazon model, because he was doing it originally. But how many years did it take you to figure out?
Yes, I mean, like I started back in e-commerce 2009-ish, and it took me a long time to kind of get ramped up in my own e-commerce business. First off, like if you're sitting here trying to figure this e-commerce thing out on your own, first off, you have to figure out where to sell. Like Amazon isn't going to be an obvious answer, because you may think, we've heard people ask us drop shipping, Shopify, all that good stuff. And we know for a fact, based on experience, not just us making stuff up, we're not paid by Amazon to do any of this sort of stuff. We know Amazon is a better place to build a business. Then once you figure out Amazon, you have to figure out all the entire model. Do you sell somebody else's brand? Do you sell your own brand? Do you sell big products, small products? Do you do retail arbitrage? Lots of different models on there. And then you finally narrow down, hopefully, into kind of what we found to be successful. So I mean, it took me probably a couple years to get ramped up to any sort of significant level on Amazon.
And you're a very aggressive, active person. You put a lot of hours every day into it. You're an active learner, student. But you took what you learned and you were able to teach people like me and Mike McLaren that in months. And like that was all through training and everything. So that's really where the primary value is. You take this mass knowledge and since we started ASM1, between the community and all the experts and everything there's so much knowledge in there. It truly is your roadmap to success. Instead of having to try all this trial and error stuff, you're getting all the mistakes. So that's the big thing too. We don't just teach you the things that work. We also teach you the things that don't work, the things to avoid, the categories to avoid, the strategies to avoid, because there's a lot of temptation out there to try all these different things. We basically make it, it's kind of like when you go bowling and you can put those bumpers up. That's more or less what ASM, you could sit there and we make it as easy as possible to get a strike when you're bowling kind of thing. We have the bumpers up because we've got all, it's like, no, don't go there, don't go there. Follow this system and you'll be able to learn. Now, again, just like Matt did, just like a lot of people can do, it could take you years to do it, but you could do it by yourself. I'm sure there's a lot of smart people out there that could do it. But why? Pay yourself. When you look at the investment, what's your time worth? Is your time really worth like such a little amount that you're willing to, like, instead of spending $4,000 to shortcut it and do it in months, that you're really willing to rather instead do it in years? It just doesn't make sense to me from a perspective when you can have this shortcut to success.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I never actually thought about that. Like, it took me a couple years to really get to like a stable level of sales on Amazon. We have members, now this is an extreme case, like we don't promise everybody will achieve any of this sort of stuff, but like we have members that have basically built and sold a business for a couple $1 million literally from scratch in that same time period.
Yep.
And it took me that long just to freaking stabilize the business so it wasn't just
I never
complete
even thought of
chaos.
that. You're right. People selling their businesses for millions in that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had been doing e-commerce for a while. Most of them had zero experience. So anyway, it's pretty cool, I guess, for everyone else. Yeah, so what we want to do here is we're going to start running through this model. So literally starting, now some of this may be refresher for you all, but that's okay. It's good to really nail the fundamentals of this thing. So we're going to start with literally ground zero, setting up an account on Amazon. We're not going to walk through everything in detail. You can find that stuff inside of ASM, but we just kind of want to make sure that the overview is super clear for you. If you can't see the TV perfectly clear behind us, not a big deal. You'll just kind of get the idea as we go through. So the first thing that we want to point out is, I'll make this a little bit bigger over here, is that you need to get an account set up to sell on Amazon. So this is done through Amazon Seller Central, which is different than the account you use to buy stuff on Amazon. It's different than an Amazon affiliate account. It's Amazon Seller Central. And so for the US, you can just go to sellercentral.amazon.com or just Google Amazon Seller Central, and you'll end up on a page that either looks like this one. This is actually the login page. So every time you go log into Seller Central from your computer, you'll be logging in there. Or you can end up on a page that looks like this. And so this is basically just a page, just kind of their marketing page to try to recruit sellers. And so you can see it says start selling, 40 bucks a month. It's very inexpensive, and plus the kind of regular fees that go along with selling on Amazon. But yeah, so this is all you really need to do to go get set up to sell on Amazon. You can do this from anywhere in the world. One of the most common questions we get are, can I do this from my country? I live in Venezuela. Can I do it from my country? I live in South Africa. Can I do it from here? I live in Nicaragua. Can I do it from here? Any country. Doesn't matter where you're at. Any country you can do this. We teach all of this in ASM, but any country you can do this.
Could you do me a favor? Just change the .com to the co.uk, just so that people can see that. So that's where you register for .com. If you want to sell internationally on Europe, you just go to services.amazon.co.uk, and you can see right here, Checkmark selling all 5 EU marketplaces. They make it so easy to get started. So that's where you get started. You either go to services.amazon.com to get registered in the States, and again, as Matt said, just Google it. Just say sell on Amazon, put your country, and Google will tell you right away.
Yeah, and this is, either UK or US is where almost all of our members sell at. It's where the majority of the volume is. Amazon UK is a big platform. Amazon Germany is a big platform, but they can all hook up to the same thing. Amazon Japan is a massive platform. So if you live in Japan or have family in Japan or speak Japanese, fantastic opportunity. It's just, a smaller factor for us because we don't have quite as many members over there. Though I do know people that do $500,000 a month selling on Amazon Japan, but not really something you want to consider unless you happen to really have a tight, relationship with Japan, either from a language standpoint, family, any of that, or you live there, obviously. But would wait until selling in a country where you don't speak the language until later on when you've gotten more experience with the business. Anywhere else, start either in the US or start in the UK or Germany is probably going to be your best bet. You live in Canada, somebody asked the other day, sell in the US is going to be a lot better option, probably even better for you than selling in the UK or something, just because it's closer, seems to be easier. But yeah.
So I'm a Canadian, and I tried selling in Amazon.ca, and it's just such a small market. It's not to say you can't eventually start selling there, but you really want to go where it's going to give you the best chance, where the most buyers are. And you kind of got to look at it like this. Like if you have a product, where do you want to sell it? Do you want to sell it at the busy mall or the kind of busy store or way out where no one is? You want to go where all the people are. And that's the idea, is Amazon.com. Even like Australia, they're opening up an Amazon there. I would not recommend starting on there, because you've got to remember there's 10 times as much people in the United States, more than that. And Amazon is just always focused so much more on there. But the reality is, as you see with Amazon services, being able to tie into 5 UK EU marketplaces at once, that's huge. But really focus on the big markets first. And the other thing I want to mention is, you see they say at $25 to get the professional account.
25 pounds.
25 pounds, I'm sorry. And also the in the US one, I think it's $39 a month.
Yep.
You don't have to do that right away. So what we recommend, sign up your account, get your banking information in there, do all that stuff to make sure that everything's set up. And then once you're ready to order inventory and get it, like once your inventory is ready to go to Amazon, you are going to want to upgrade. Because the reality is, for that $39 a month, you get access to so many more tools and resources. It's so worth it. But don't do that until your inventory is ready to come into stock.
Cool. So yeah, that basically is in a nutshell how you get set up to sell on Amazon. There's a lot of countries you just enter a local bank account. Some other countries you get set up with a payment service like World First, and you enter that information. We cover all that sort of stuff in ASM, so not really a big issue. But yes, you can sell and do this business from any country in the world, no matter where you live. You can absolutely do this. The steps may be a little bit different, but there's no restrictions whatsoever. So got a few cool things I want to point out. So Donnie Lee Crapo, I think probably, said, shared and joined ASM Make, went through the welcome module last night, and wow, it was already so informational. Sweet, great to have you with us. And then Bonnie Blood Cerruti says, good morning. I signed up last night and I'm so excited. Sweet, awesome. So, and also I see Deepak says have some sort of issue of paying to the bank. Don't worry at all, contact our support team. So if you go here to our page, to asmnow.com, you'll see that when you go over here, you can either go to that/contact, but if you go to the secure registration form, you'll see that there's contact information up here. You can call us, you can live chat, you click that, this fancy little box pops up down here, and you can talk to our team, which part of them are over there, part of them are sort of around the world. So you can talk to them right now if you have any sort of payment issues or whatever, but get that sorted out as soon as possible, because doors are closing tonight. And what's going to happen after that is, once we doors close, you're going to go to this page and you're going to see it's going to have a big message. We've already written this up. We've already prepared the page, a big message that just says sold out. And that means that you can't sign up anymore. So that'll happen at midnight Pacific tonight. So if you have any sort of issues, questions, or whatever, let's get them resolved now. Contact our team because we need to sort of get that stuff sorted out. So next step is how do you pick a product? So you know what account you're going to use to sell on Amazon, but how do you decide what to sell? You're like, sweet, now I've got this account to set up to sell, because with that same account, you can sell books, you can sell t-shirts, you can sell jewelry, you can sell kind of regular physical products like all the stuff we have set up here. But how do you decide what you're going to sell? Well, first off, one of the important things is finding a product that's already selling well. This is a big distinction and a big kind of learning lesson for everyone, and one that we kind of have to repeat for ourselves in any business, is you don't want to be selling a product there's not a market for. Like, very important principle of business in general. Sure, we all love the stories of somebody who invented some crackpot, gadget, and all of a sudden now they're like, worth $100 million. That's not the way to try to be successful, especially your first time out. There's far more, probably thousands of times more people who've done that kind of route, and they're never achieved any success with it. It's because you're just guessing. You're just kind of rolling the dice like at the casino. In this case, you want to find a product that's already selling well, one that has a proven market. The beauty about selling on Amazon is it tells you which ones those are. So all you do is you can just Google Amazon bestsellers, and you'll see a page that looks like this. It's always this weird URL, which I don't get why they never fix this, but it's amazon.com/best-sellers/ZGBS for whatever reason. But if you Google Amazon bestsellers, you'll find it. And so you can see here that this is toys and games category, electronics category, camera and photo. So if I were to click on this one just as an example, bestsellers in toys and games, here's the #1 best-selling product is this fingerling thing apparently right now. The #2 is some sort of costume tie, I guess because Halloween's coming up. Then a Lego product, etc. So these are the top 100 best-selling products in that category. And you can keep digging down into subcategory after subcategory after subcategory. And what this is showing you is the products that are selling better than just about anything. I mean, being the #1 product in toys and games, like that thing's probably easily selling thousands of units a day. Every single day at 30 bucks each. Jeez, a little finger puppet. They're probably doing pretty well right now, because that product probably costs $1 to make at most. But either way, so
surprised about that.
Yeah, so that's kind of what you're looking for, is products that are already selling well. Now, there's a whole lot of other criteria. We've released videos on this. We're not going to go into all that now. Price range, $20 to $70. You're looking for products that don't have a whole lot of reviews, because that's going to be the people you have to compete with. So if you have to go compete with somebody with 5,000 reviews, and you've got your brand new product with 5 reviews, you're not going to look like that attractive of an offer to a potential customer. So reviews is something you look at. Weight is important, though not as important as it used to be. And the categories you sell in are also important. So you're not selling software, you're not selling clothing, you're not selling products that have a heck of a lot of variations. I remember somebody was asking me the other day, they were talking about selling some kind of shoes or something. Problem with shoes is that you've got a million different sizes, a million different colors, male versus female, or maybe it's only for one or the other, but there's too much complexity there. You want a nice, simple product.
So one of the things that you got to remember here too, we're not talking about forever you're only selling these simple products. We're showing you how to get started as quickly and effectively as possible. Our job is to get your results, and we know that people that want to start this business, if you go out right away and try to do some complicated product that first of all isn't proven, but second of all has all these moving parts, and you're trying to learn the business model, all while having to deal with all these product issues and everything, it's going to be a nightmare. You want to start lean, and that means starting with a product that's really simple. And you can start with really simple products. Here's an example of a good selling product. It's a light bulb. That's all, very simple. You'll know it either works or it doesn't work. Yeah, it's an LED light bulb. These have changed a lot, but this is a simple product. It doesn't have a lot of moving parts. The instructions are pretty simple. Plug it in and it'll work.
This is their entire packaging. It literally just came with like these 2 things inside of there, and that was their entire packaging. It's got an Amazon barcode here, because I guess they probably sell them individually, but that was it. That was their entire packaging.
And the cool thing about this is they start so simple. Then once they're proving, if they want to start, making the design fancy, want to start adding features, that's when they can start doing it. But now they have customers they can engage in and say, and survey them and start talking to them and finding out what their customers want. But start simple, just like this product.
Yep, and then just got a couple other examples here that we want to just kind of make this real clear. So you're looking for products that ideally are lighter and smaller. Like these is just some solid metal. So this is not like, it's just a couple ounces, but that's okay. As long as it's kind of under 3-4 pounds, like you're good to go. You can go higher, because at the end of the day, the model applies to just about any product, but it just makes your life a little easier if you don't go super crazy on the weight. And so, yeah, so this is another example of a great product. I'll let Jason explain this one. He's more handy than I am, so he can talk about what
this looks like a crimper. This looks like a wire crimper. Yeah, this is, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But
yeah, so this is actually like all these products right here, by the way, are ones that are actually good opportunities. Like they may not be forever, but when we pulled these are products that we would literally sell if we were starting from ground zero with no brand whatsoever.
And like, if you look at this, really the only branding they have on here, I know it's going to be almost impossible to see, but they just have this little thing on here called iWis. And a lot of people say, how can you compete with big brands? That's the thing. With on Amazon, you can. So you can go in and, you know, you've got tools like Stanley, Mastercraft, all those kind of things. It doesn't matter. When you start selling on Amazon, you can start competing with those big brands right away. The big thing, the only thing that you have to make sure is that you have a good product, though. You know, you don't want to like grab a tool and like not. This is why you want samples, because you would want the manufacturer to send this to you. You'd want to test it and make sure, yeah, this is just as good as those other ones. And then you can get right in on Amazon and start competing with them. But yeah, this is a simple product. It either works or it doesn't.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I was going to say on that point is that I was in China one time. And we went and visited this one manufacturer that made silicone products. So any products like a silicone baking mat, a silicone spatula, silicone sort of cookware, and they had products that were outside the kitchen market too. But basically anything silicone, their manufacturing plant could create. And then I was seeing products there that were sold in Bed Bath & Beyond, products there that were sold in Home Shopping Network, and it's the same product. All they're doing is putting their brand name on it. There aren't that many products out there that are super unique because it costs a lot of money to get stuff patented. And really a lot of the value in a business is the marketing and distribution channel. How do you get customers? What's your relationship with their customers and all that sort of stuff? I mean, an iPhone, completely unique. Like this thing has so much engineering in it, so many patents involved with this thing, but that's sort of the exception, not the norm. Basic products out there do not have that same sort of you know, customization or protection to them. Most of them are pretty basic products that people are just putting logos on, like this one. You could probably find some by some of the big manufacturers or big brands you know of that are literally exactly the same thing. So same thing goes with other products. Like this is a fiber supplement. So once again, this was a great opportunity when we first looked at it. And this is probably just a generic product inside of here with their own label on it. So they've got their logo on here, and that's about it. And worst case is that you can get pretty close to this, even if it's not the same exact ingredients. A manufacturer can sort of help you out with that. It's not really much of an issue. Same thing over here. These are just kind of generic metal measuring spoons. And the only part of the branding they really have is this sort of box that they've gotten created, which the manufacturer can help you with. Not really an issue. Same thing, foaming facial cleanser. A million foaming facial cleansers out there. Most people are just looking for something good, high quality. They're not necessarily looking for specific ingredients in there. That's where your branding comes in. That's where you know, what your brand is sort of positioned around comes in. But in the day, very generic product. And then we also have a forehead thermometer, which is going to be hard to see unless I pull it out. But yeah, just regular forehead thermometer. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to find a product like this in just a second. But these are all examples of products that you could be selling. Basic stuff, you know, fairly small, but these are ones you could put your own brand on and then be selling this yourself.
And the manufacturer will usually, what they'll do is they'll give you a template. And I mean, I'm going to do it here. So basically what happens is you get an image that looks like this. They'll have the packaging. They'll say, okay, we can offer a box that looks like this. So you'll see it on the, they'll send you a PDF or whatever that'll show you the box out like this. And then you work with a designer or you work with your manufacturer itself to figure out what you want on it. Super simple. We go through this in detail in the ASM training, but really getting your packaging super simple. They'll give you options. 9 times out of 10, the manufacturer will give you the options for this. They send you the template. They say, here's a default, you know, just change, put your own branding on it, but you can change it however you want. But at first, you know, keep it simple. This is a great idea. Just going really, really simple, having just a sticker on it. If you want to go a little bit more and get some boxing right away, but the big thing is you want to start with zero risk. And that means going out and just getting the product tested on Amazon. Once the product starts selling, you know, that's why we recommend only starting with about 200 units of inventory to 300, because then once it sells out and it proves it's like, wow, this product's selling like hotcakes, I really want to start flushing out. That's when you can start getting fancy with the packaging, start getting inserts in there, and really start developing out the product that way.
Yep. So yeah, that's basically the kind of products that you're looking for. And so next up, we're going to move on to finding suppliers. Before we do that, Do want to go ahead and announce our first prize winner. So it's Trina Boyce, B-O-I-C-E. So Mr. Rich Henderson is going to pin that so you can make sure that you know that you won the first $100 Amazon gift card. We're going to be giving away at least one more coming up here pretty soon. So go ahead and share this on Facebook, like it on YouTube. That's how you enter to win these. And so we're going to give away to one randomly selected person. Congratulations to Trina for winning the first one. So next up, let's talk about how you actually get a supplier for one of these, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to sell their brand. That's not what this is all about. You found an opportunity. Okay, people in general are buying forehead thermometers like crazy on Amazon. It's a good opportunity, right price range, not a lot of competition, and it's a product that you can go create your own. You don't go out there and sell these people. You go out there and get your own created that has your own logo on there. You're just using Amazon to find the general opportunity. And so then you go over and you start finding suppliers. Do you have something you want to say, or?
No, you go ahead. No.
If you go over, like for most products out there that are going to be sourced, that are kind of physical products that don't necessarily go on your body like a facial cleanser, or in your body like a supplement, ones that are just regular consumer products that you use at your house, forehead thermometer, light bulbs, measuring spoons, these kind of products, basically, if we separate them like this, are going to be sourced in China. These kind of products are going to be sourced in the US. About 30%, I think we looked at this one point, about 30% of our people are selling products like these, and the other 70% are selling products like these. And so to find products like those, you typically just go to Alibaba.com, ALIBABA.com, or you just Google Alibaba. It's a massive company, one of the biggest companies in the entire world, even if you hadn't have a lot of exposure to them. It's a Chinese company, and what they do and how they sort of really got their foothold is they got a hold of thousands and thousands of manufacturers, and they kind of connected them with the rest of the world through the internet. And the big way they've done this is through Alibaba. Alibaba allows you, being somewhere anywhere in the world, you can be in the US or any other country, heck, you can be in China, you can go on Alibaba if you want, and you go on there and you can just type in different products and you can find suppliers. Super simple. I typed in forehead thermometer up here, and there are 20,921 products that I can look through. Finding a supplier is not an issue whatsoever. So all I would do is say, in ideal, well, we're not going to do all this right now because we don't have time, but you would search on Amazon. You'd be like, okay, what kind of product do people want? If I want to look at a forehead thermometer, what do they like about this one? What do they not like about this one? Are they just buying any forehead thermometer, or do they specifically like this one? Maybe because it's small, maybe because it's lightweight, maybe because it's simple and only has 2 buttons, or maybe because it's blue. So you look at reviews and everything like that on Amazon to find out what people really want. And then you go to Alibaba to find the closest possible product to that, or in an ideal world, a product that's slightly better. And so just to show you how easy this is, all I did was search for forehead thermometer, didn't do any other sort of bells and whistles on here, and I just scroll down, and this is the exact product. So this is the same exact one. I'll probably zoom in a little bit. This is the same exact one that we're looking at right now. And so that's how easy to find the product. They probably found one the same exact way. And so that's how you go out there and find a supplier.
And just cool, so if you see here, just some certain things on here, you can chat with them right away to get more questions. This is a perfect example of, we tell you to start with more inventory, but here's one that they said minimum order quantity, 5 pieces. Yeah. We don't recommend that, but that's a good example that you don't have to get started with thousands and thousands of dollars in inventory. You start where your budget is, but we always recommend a couple $100. But it's really that easy. And the thing is, and that's part of what we give you the templates, we give you the strategies for how to be able to work with these manufacturers, but it's not rocket science. People always seem to overcomplicate this. It's just a matter of knowing the right questions to ask and knowing how to ask them.
Yeah, so these particular ones, some of them will have prices listed, some of them won't, but this product looks very similar to that one. That one shows about $5 to $19 a piece, depending on what kind of stuff you add or quantity you order. But if this thing was only, yeah, you have a message. If this thing is only $5, then and you buy 5 of them, your entire initial inventory order is $25, which is not, you're gonna start with more like Jason said and everything, but that's the thing when we talk about is that you can get started with this business with as little as a few $100s in inventory. More commonly is a couple $1,000s, but you can get started very inexpensively, just maybe not with every product. And you may have to work a little harder to find suppliers that are willing to do lower minimum order quantities, better pricing and stuff. But you can absolutely do this without spending a crazy amount on inventory. So that's how you find a product like one of these. Kind of, basic consumer product, doesn't go on your body or in your body, product that does go on your body or in your body, you just go to our friend Google and you type in whatever the product is, and then typically private label. Or you can type in manufacturer or supplier, but any one of these searches will likely get you what you're looking for. Now, because these are manufacturers, we may have to do the thing we feel like we haven't had to do for 10 years, is actually go to a second or third page of Google. And so you may have to do that to find a good one, because they're manufacturers. They typically are not the best at marketing. They may not have the best website, but it could be an extremely good manufacturer. So don't let that deter you. Be willing to dig through a couple pages to find good suppliers and contact a bunch of them. The more you contact, the more you have to pick from. It obviously takes a little more time doing the communication, but you can, at the end of the day, get a better product, which a lot of what this is based on is you don't want to sell junk. If you sell a good, solid, high quality product, like if you sell one of these and it lasts for 5 years, people are going to be ecstatic. If you sell one of these and it lasts for a week and then dies, and I don't want to dramatize this too much, but if they have some sick kid and all of a sudden like they're trying to do the forehead thing and it's not working, like that person's going to be pissed. And like, so you don't want to sell a product like that. That can lead to bad reviews. They won't want to buy more. They won't want to refer people. They want to buy other stuff that you have. So sell a good, solid, high quality product. So it means you want to talk to a lot of suppliers. So
yeah, and actually something I want to bring up too, if you remember when I first started, when the very first, what I did is I talked to as many manufacturers as I could. I actually had 2 manufacturers kind of bidding against each other with me. Now that's not always going to happen, but I was able to get a lower price getting started because I had 2 manufacturers that I was ready to pay for. And it was like, well, this one's offering it for this much. This one's offering for this much. I got them actually bidding against each other to be able to have, my business. You want to dig and really, like, this is your most important getting started point. And if you just want to rush into it and pick a product, you're going to make a mistake. You want to follow the system, but you want to take time and do it right. And like Matt said, that means digging deeper. Go down to page 4 or 5 on Google. Really look at what all the options are, because it could just be one supplier that instead of like, I looked on page 1 and 2, it's good enough, this is what I have. You could have someone sitting there that's like $1 per unit cheaper, which is absolutely huge, or they have a week quicker turnaround time. There's so many things, because what you want to do is you want to make your list of initial 20 products, and then your job is to collect data, as much data as you can, and we give you all those criteria so that then you can make the best decision. And that decision isn't just about price. There's price, quality, turnaround time, all of those kind of things are going to be factors.
Yep. So to source any of these kind of products, you just go into Google. So in this case, I just type foaming facial cleanser private label, and you just dig through these and find one that gets as close as possible to this, or based on your research is potentially better than this. And then you start contacting them because they're in the US. If you're in the US or you're somewhere that it's easy to call US phone numbers, you can pick them up and call them, or you can just email them. Either way, whatever they kind of accept is perfectly fine. And yeah, it's basically the same exact process, except you're sourcing from the US, can be a little faster. But there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But either way, that's how you find a supplier. Not an issue whatsoever. This one, for example, over 2 million results for foaming facial cleanser private label. I haven't done this yet, but let's get a little more strict here. Let's put it in quotes and see what happens.
And actually do a -Alibaba.com too, just so that we could make sure.
So it really narrows down the results here. You still got a couple of them that would probably be like perfectly good manufacturers. Now, obviously, this is not perfect. Because I've looked through these a little bit, and it's easy to find suppliers for these other ones. But long story short, there's no shortage of being able to find a supplier. I mean, they're even giving you pricing here, $1 to $4.50 each. This product, I believe, is probably selling for $20 to $30 on Amazon. So super simple to find
a
suppliers.
Very long tail, really focused in term too. And you got to remember, this is actually a really good point. These manufacturers are not SEO experts. They're not sitting there trying to figure out how to optimize for all of these keywords. That's why you got to keep digging around. Find those people on the lower pages, because they're the ones that are sitting there. Their business is to try to get, is to manufacture and private label products. It's not to get ranked on the search engine. So do your due diligence and really dig into it.
Yep. And then so basically, once you've picked a product and you found a supplier and you get inventory, how does the operations actually work? Like, how do you get inventory from China to the US, from US to Amazon, and all that sort of stuff? It's basically accomplished using 2 things. One is Amazon FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon. They basically have a network of warehouses all over the world. You send your products into, they handle all the shipping and fulfillment for you. They handle sending out individual orders, multi-pack orders. They can send multiple of your products at once. They handle any sort of returns that have to come in. and all that good stuff. And a lot of the customer service related to shipping, somebody didn't get it on time, got sent to the wrong address. They pretty much take care of all that stuff for you. And so that's fulfillment by Amazon. They charge you very reasonable fees. If you're selling physical products, someone has to take care of shipping, whether it's you in your own house, a third-party fulfillment service, or Amazon. Amazon's the most automated and probably the cheapest. And it works perfect with Amazon because they allow all Prime members, if you're using FBA, to get free and in some cases faster shipping. So definitely better to use FBA. There's really no reason not to.
There is absolutely no reason, because even when you get to the point where you want to, like, let's say, start opening up your own e-commerce store and selling your products, you can tie that e-commerce store right into FBA, so that purchases on your e-commerce store get shipped out by Amazon, and you get to leverage all those great things. So in fact, the last thing I would recommend for anyone is to not leverage FBA. And it doesn't matter if you have 5 units or 5,000 units. Using FBA is really, really powerful.
Yep, and then to get your product from the supplier to Amazon's FBA warehouses, if it's the US, your supplier can just send them directly there. If it's China, in most cases, you'll use a freight forwarder, which we have contacts for you. We show you how that whole process works. Freight forwarder will typically navigate the whole customs things for you, so you don't have to worry about that either. They'll basically take care of getting your product all the way from the manufacturer all the way into Amazon's warehouses. And so they're just a service provider, very inexpensive relative to the cost of your inventory and everything. So not a big issue. That's kind of all factored into the price of your product. The cost of your product. And so that's basically how that's done. We used to kind of recommend and try to get people to finagle with figuring out how to do all their own shipping and stuff from China. It's just a nightmare. There's no reason to do that.
Absolutely.
Just use a freight forwarder. So that's basically how the shipping piece works. And then what happens is whenever you got your Seller Central account, you have inventory with FBA, you start getting sales on Amazon. So somebody goes to your Amazon product page that now exists because you've added your product and your brand. Somebody buys that thing, it's automatically deducted from your inventory in FBA. And then you see the order show up in your Amazon Seller Central account, and you see the amount of money that order generated in terms of a payment for you get added to your balance for your next payment from Amazon. Then Amazon will just pay you straight to your bank account. So that's basically how that thing works, and how people can basically be doing all kinds of other stuff and be getting sales on Amazon. While they sleep across multiple time zones, while traveling, while doing whatever, you're getting orders on Amazon.
And the cool thing is with how Amazon pays you is they'll pay you, like, if they'll pay you every 2 weeks. And so, for example, if all of a sudden your payday is, say, Wednesday at noon, if you have a credit card order that processes at 11:59 a.m., you will get paid for that. So it's not like Amazon withholds, like they pay you everything that's cleared every 2 weeks like clockwork. It's absolutely beautiful. Deposits right into your bank account. And being paid every 2 weeks really helps with cash flow to be able to reinvest and grow your business. It's just such a powerful system to tie into. There's absolutely no reason to try to figure out things on your own. Leverage Amazon. And then once you're using Amazon, if you want to try different things outside of that, okay, but go through the system, leverage Amazon for everything, FBA, payments, all those kind of things. And I promise you, you'll really, really love it.
So next up, we'll give away another prize, and we also want to get into the next parts of the business. You got a product on Amazon, how do you get reviews? How do you get paid? But I do see a couple comments here. So Jennifer Chinway says, how do I sign up? Landy Sosar says, I am interested. And so we talked about this kind of at the beginning of the live session, is that doors to Amazing Selling Machine have been closed for 6 months, and now they're only open for another 15 hours. This countdown timer says 0 days, 15 hours, 17 minutes, 22 seconds. And so to get your access to ASM, you just go to asmnow.com, asmnow.com. In your browser, you'll end up on this page. This page has all the details about ASM. You can read through all this stuff. It's also covered in the video, so either way it works. You click take the next step. It'll take you to a secure registration form, and that's how you get access to ASM. So you're kind of running out of time here, but all this information is here. We'll talk about it all in just a few minutes, but you can get all the details right there too. So you can go ahead and grab your spot now, come back here, join us live, or you can wait till we get off this live session. So next up, want to give away our next $100 Amazon gift card. We've gotten a lot of shares on this thing. We're already at over 170 shares. We've got 92 likes on Facebook. Where are we sitting on YouTube?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Probably doing pretty well on YouTube as well.
Yeah, we got 132 people on.
Oh,
that's cool. 80 thumbs up, so very cool.
Cool. So yeah, so the way you're going to win your next prize is I'm going to give you 2 minutes in just a second, but basically either share on Facebook or like on YouTube. And we'll go now. So you got 2 minutes. So yeah, so if you have questions about any of this stuff, like we'll probably have a few minutes for questions, especially about this business model. Is anything we've covered so far not been crystal clear? From anywhere in the world, wherever you're at, if you're kind of wondering, I still don't understand this point, I still am not sure if I can do this part, let us know that. We'll see if we can clear any of that stuff up. If it's crystal clear, great, just give us a thumbs up. But if it's not, go ahead and comment below and let us know if anything's not 100% clear about what we've covered so far, and we can take a few of those questions. And what we're going to get into next is getting reviews. We've already talked a little bit about getting paid, so I can kind of take that off my list here. So getting reviews and launching the product.
So yesterday we did an interview, and it was really cool because, you want to hear recent stories. So we had Dana on a call yesterday, and she's an ASM 7 student who just joined a few months ago, got her inventory in place in July, and already is up to almost $30,000 a month. So she's very successful very quickly with this business model, and it was asked for, how did you get reviews? So what she said plain and simply is, you got to make this work. So what she did is she just asked her friends. She said, look, guys, I'm really, really excited about this new business I'm in. I've got this great product I'm really proud of. Could you guys please buy my product and leave an honest review? Now, here's the thing. Amazon does say you can't incentivize reviews. You don't want it. So what that means is I can't just throw out an email and say, I'll pay you $100 to buy my product and leave a review. That's an incentivized review. But come on, we're talking about friends and family here. If you're going to ask your brother and sister to leave a review, it's not like they're going to call Amazon and say, this person is asking me to leave a review, before buying the product. Don't worry about that. Just ask them friends and family. But there's so many other things. The thing is, if you have a quality product, if you have a product, just like Matt says, it's very simple, it works and it does its job, you're going to get reviews. That's the first thing. But the other thing, part of our strategy is you want to be able to give discounts and really give your product away initially for not too many of them, but enough to be able to get people to actually want to check out your product, get some velocity happening. But think about it. You have a good product. You just gave me a discount on the product. After I buy the product, you follow up and say, hey, I hope you enjoyed the product. Would you be willing to give me a review? I'm going to be a happy customer that's going to want to give you a review. So there's so many strategies you can do. We have a whole bunch of lessons in the training that are covered on getting your first reviews, but it's really just a matter of asking for some reviews, asking some people, going on Facebook, messaging friends on Facebook and just saying, hey, you live in this country. Can you buy this product for me? Give me a review. There's no excuse why you can't get reviews. They're very easy. And the big thing is, if you want good reviews, have a good product, offer good customer service, and you'll get reviews.
Sweet. So we jumped up to about 100 likes on YouTube and about 192 shares on Facebook. So the timer is out. So Rich Henderson is picking the winner right now from everyone who shared on Facebook and liked on YouTube. And we're going to be announcing that winner in just a few moments. So I did have a couple questions here that I think we should answer before moving on. Where did this go? Jason, maybe this one for you. So Masha Garbali says, to ship to Amazon, do we need to use the manufacturer or Amazon created barcode?
So when you're creating, you have to create your own unique barcode. So if you don't want to use anything the manufacturer has, because that means you're selling their product. So there's, and we go through all this, but you have to use your own barcode. And the cool thing is it's just one barcode. So as you can see here, again, like this little barcode on there. So you just you buy the barcode, you set it to your product, and then wherever you sell it from there, whether you sell it on Amazon, on your own e-commerce store, on Walmart, wherever you sell it after, it just uses the same barcode. So you do need to get that yourself. But again, the big thing here is you want to create your own product. You're not selling your manufacturer's product. You're creating a brand new product, even though it's the same technically product. By you putting your brand on it, putting different package on it, it's a completely different product. So you need to have your own barcode on that. Yep. I got a question here really quickly. Sorry, do I have to drive traffic to my listing? So here's the cool thing with Amazon. Of course, you have to drive traffic to your listing. But first of all, one of the ways you accomplish that is by listing on Amazon. Amazon by itself, with the way you optimize for your keywords and everything, will help you get traffic. But then there's tools right inside of Amazon. There's Amazon sponsored products, headline search, giveaways, lightning deals, coupons, like the list just keeps going. You can leverage all those tools, and we teach you how to do that to drive even more traffic, because the conversion rate on Amazon is absolutely insane. Around Christmas time, I'm getting 30 to 35% conversion rate on some of my products. That means 1 in 3 people are buying my products, because think about Amazon. Amazon is a buyer's marketplace. You don't go to Amazon like you do Google. When you go to Google, you're kind of searching for information. When you go to Amazon, you're in the buying mindset, I'm going to buy. And so all the traffic there is high converting. So you do yourself a favor, because the more traffic you send, the better you will do. In fact, one of the things we recommend people do is you want to watch your stats. You want to watch traffic and you want to watch conversions. And your first job is to get your traffic up as much as possible. That means using Amazon's tools plus driving outside traffic as much as possible, and we teach you that. Then once you get the traffic up, that's when we really start optimizing the listing to get the best conversions possible. But absolutely, you're going to want to drive traffic, and we 100% cover that for you.
Yep. So a couple questions here. So one is already Jennifer Wilson. Oh, by the way, Pete Goddard, yes, we are live right now. Jennifer Wilson says, if I already have a seller account, should I be opening up a new one? In all likelihood, no, you don't really need to. But if you're jumping in ASM, we'll definitely just follow the guidance there. But you shouldn't need to open a new seller account right now. Could just add complexity that you don't want to add. Now, some people, want to run multiple seller accounts because they have one brand per each. Just make sure you notify Amazon so it's all cool with them. But as long as you're not selling competing products, it won't be an issue. But just don't go doing it, because sometimes people can get accounts shut down if Amazon thinks you're trying to basically corner a market by having multiple seller accounts selling the same stuff.
Yeah, the best thing to do is when you join ASM, ask all of those questions. All the training's covered in, but if you're worried, and just like Matt said, if you already got an account, absolutely you can use that. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that we want to make sure is that's why our training is one module at a time, because there's so much in each module. We don't want you kind of picking and choosing what you're doing. We focus you step by step through this system, so you'll learn everything you need to know. But if you have an Amazon Seller Central account already created, there's no reason why you couldn't use it.
Yep. And so Carmen Vasiliou, for our first product, we have to fight for the buy box. And so if you don't know that much about Amazon, you may be kind of confused what a buy box is. All I've done here is pull up an Amazon product page. I was in that toys bestsellers thing, so I just randomly kind of selected one of these. And so these are some Harry Potter glasses, apparently. And so these ones, this thing over here where it says add to cart. So if you're just a regular Amazon shopper and you're like, okay, cool, Harry Potter glasses sounds great. $5.93, fantastic. And you go to click add to cart. When somebody clicks that, and that's why people call that the buy box. When somebody buys, you get the sale. And so this product, because it's a product that I guess a bunch of people have access to, if you look down to the bottom, which you're not going to be able to see, but doesn't really matter, it says new 50 from $4.99, which means there's about 50 people selling these exact same products. And the problem is when somebody goes here and clicks add to cart, Amazon isn't nice and distributes that equally among all those people. One person gets that sale. One person, in this case, gets their $6 for selling this product. And
oftentimes with that, so it's price that determines it.
Yeah.
So not only are you competing against other people, it's people that have the lowest price. Because if you come to this page and all of a sudden you're like 50 other sellers from $4.99, this one's $5.93.
Yeah.
Oh, let me click on that. You can save a few bucks. But when you're the only brand, you're the only person on this page, you determine the price, and there's nobody else that can go lower than you.
Yep. So in this case, if you were somebody selling these exact same products, either you have to really low price or you have probably less than a 1 in 50 chance of getting that sale. If you own the product page, like Jason was talking about, every single person that buys, you're getting the money. That's the benefit of selling your own brand, not somebody else's. So hopefully that answered your question, Carmen.
To piggyback on that, someone said, can you discuss the process of branding? It's not complicated. Like, don't get really worried. It's actually just a step-by-step process. The first step, just like you see here, like the very first step is you could just do a sticker. All you have to do, I don't even know if there's any branding on the product itself. No, there's absolutely no branding on the product whatsoever. The only branding they have on this, and guaranteed you could find this product on Alibaba. I guarantee it. And then all that you have to do for your initial branding is just have your name on the sticker. So if you might be abclightbulbs.com, I know you probably can't see that, but there's a little sticker on there. That's the extent of your initial branding. And then once your product starts selling, that's when you start building out your branding. It's like, okay, this is a good seller. Now let's customize the box. Let's really start pushing the brand, because eventually you want to get it so people recognize the brand. When you think of things like, oh, I want to grab a Coke, or I want to grab a Pepsi, or I want to grab a Bud, or like people will say the brand name. So you eventually want to get to that where people are recognizing the brand name for the product, but you can't do that right away. You got to start with the product first, make a good quality product, start selling it, and then really start building up the brand, and then really start. So then you've got this product, then your next product, you might say, okay, with this light bulb, let's maybe there's a smaller light bulb or a different type of light bulb, and you start building that brand in that one market, and that's how you develop it over time.
Yep. So maybe take like one more question here, and then we'll get back to finishing the ASM model. And so Marita Mila says, are the products delivered to the customer's home? I don't understand how it can be profitable if the small product, including shipping and home delivery. Who pays for the shipping and home delivery? So when you're selling on Amazon, you're basically allowing Amazon to take care of all the shipping. If it's a Prime member, shipping is free for the customer. So in a sense, Amazon's kind of taking care of that cost. Now, based on all these sort of fees, when we talk about like a profit margin, we're talking about after any sort of shipping to Amazon, any shipping from the manufacturer to get the products to Amazon, any shipping related fees, including FBA storage and everything else, your product selling fees, Amazon takes about 15%. After all that stuff, for one single unit to be sold to a customer, we typically see between 25 and 40%. And so that means if you sell, just to make the numbers easy, 100 grand a month, your profit after all that is $25,000 to $40,000. Now there is all that other stuff is kind of wrapped up into the rest of that amount of money, the actual cost. And so that's where it covers kind of all of that stuff, which is part of the reason we don't recommend selling products so cheap, is because your profit margin gets squeezed because there are some fixed costs with this stuff. So that's why we recommend selling products that are kind of a minimum of $20. But kind of the higher, the better, up to some certain limit. It just gets more expensive to buy inventory. But at the end of the day, you walk away with more profit margin.
Yeah, and the more profit margin, the better, because the more you can invest in advertising and all those kind of things. But 100%, when you think about it, when you're selling a product anywhere, I don't care where you're selling it, you're going to have, like, for example, if you sell on your own website, you're going to have hosting expenses, you're going to have web designer expenses, you're going to have all those expenses. With Amazon, you pay 15%, you tap into the biggest shopping search engine in the world. You tap into this behemoth of a monster that everyone knows, everyone trusts. 55% of all buying search traffic goes directly to Amazon. You're tying right into that stuff. You're tying into a system that has exceptionally high conversion rates. So it's kind of like, would I rather pay 15% of the product price here, or have to, figure out what to pay over here and have none of that leverage? That's the power. So you minus the 15%, you take advantage of the awesome shipping things. So let's say you buy your product for $5 and you're selling it for $25. So then you take away the $5 cost of your product. It costs you $5 to get it to Amazon. Let's say it's just $5 to cost. By the time you get it shipped, let's add another $1 on top of that. So you got $6. So then you've got your 15% you minus, so out of $25, that's going to be around $3.50. So you're only at about $9 there. You still have about $16 to work with profit. Then you're going to have some shipping expense in there. You're still looking at about a $10 to $12 profit. You sell 10 of those a day, that's $120 profit in your pocket every day. It doesn't take long. You figure, like, how much money, what does it take to be a millionaire? It takes $3,000 a day in sales. So $3,000 in sales divided by a $35 product, that's 100 units. You only have to sell 100 units on the world's largest shopping engine. That is not hard to do. Now, I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing you're going to do that right away, but that's why we use Amazon, because you can tap into it. So if you have a product that's now selling 30 units a day, 40 units a day, then what we recommend is, okay, you get that established. Now add another product that's going to be selling 20 to 30 units a day, and you get yourself to that $1 million mark rather rapidly.
Yep, absolutely. So as far as the next thing we want to kind of cover is, you got your product live, you've sourced it, you've launched it on Amazon, or you've got it on Amazon. Now, how do you get reviews? Because you're starting from ground zero. And so there's a few different ways. I mean, one way that we typically recommend, though not everyone's completely comfortable with it, is friends and family. Friends and family, you give them a unit. It's still within Amazon's policies. You give them a unit, and then after they get it, You said, hey, would you mind leaving a review? Which is very different than saying like, hey, I'm only going to give you this unit if you leave me a review. That Amazon doesn't want. It doesn't want if it's friends and family. It doesn't want if it's nobody you know. You give them the unit, chances are if they're a friend and family, they're going to write you a review anyways, but that's perfectly fine. But if you don't want to go down that route and you don't want to use friends and family, you don't like it for whatever reason, I've done this with no friends and family whatsoever. For example, I launched kind of a case study product at the beginning of last year, and I didn't want anybody to know because I was kind of trying to build a thing in the dark and stuff like that. All I did was to get the initial like 15 reviews, which we recommend you start with kind of 10 to 15 reviews. To get those initial 10 to 15 reviews, all I did was create a Facebook page for the brand. I created a simple ad. I only spent, I think, maybe like $25 to $100 on an ad. And all I did was say, hey, I've got this new product on Amazon. I'm going to give you a crazy discount and just basically let me know if you want a coupon. And so I gave a handful of people the coupons. And then after they bought, after they got the product, after they got a chance to use it, I followed up with them using some automated sort of Amazon email marketing tools. And I also had their email address because they had to opt in, and asked them to leave a review. Super simple, didn't have to know anybody. I didn't know any of these people, and got the initial 10 to 15 reviews like clockwork. And you can use that for basically any product. Now, there is a big kind of thing there is that you need to be selling a good product, which is why when I was talking about this thing, you don't want this thing to break. If you're selling a good quality product, it's not a big deal. You give someone a big discount, they know you're not doing this for nothing, but you just can't, because of Amazon's policies, ask them for the review up front. After they've got it, you never mention anything about the review. After they've got it, after they're happy, you can follow up with them and be like, hey, would you mind leaving a review? And that's typically fine. And so you can do that without having any friends and family whatsoever, just using Facebook ads, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are you waiting for the winner, or are we gonna?
Yeah, we can go ahead and announce the winner now. Okay. So Rich says that the winner is Donnie Lee. So congratulations, you've won the second $100 Amazon gift card, Donnie Lee. And we didn't play favorites here, but I think Rich also said she is an ASM 8 member. So that's even cooler. But we didn't play favorites, so don't worry. But I think she's an ASM 8 member. So congratulations, Donnie Lee. So yeah, so basically that's how you get your initial batch of reviews. Friends and family. You can run some ads. If you don't want to spend any money, you can use just social posting. You just have to do a little more legwork. You can do social posting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, and just kind of use your own social network to kind of grow that with not spending any money. But if all you're doing is giving a big coupon code, like you can use very inexpensive ads. Like, I mean, like little as like $25 to kind of get your initial batch of reviews and orders. So that's how you get reviews. Yeah. Not a huge issue to get started.
Facebook has some really awesome systems which we teach that you can tie coupons in really quickly, be able to really get your sales ramped up and get some reviews. And that's why, if you heard that interview with Dana, like within 3 days of launching her product, she was ranking like at the top of the search for her product and getting sales. The system works like gangbusters, and it was getting her reviews. So very, very powerful.
Yep. So so you get those initial batch of reviews, and then to launch your product, you're basically coordinating a big kind of a blitz of traffic all at once. That blitz of traffic done the right way is going to shoot your product up in the rankings on Amazon. So, and for whatever keywords that you happen to be targeting. So if you've done your listing optimization right, which we teach all in ASM, you've chosen the right keyword, which we teach in ASM, then you're basically getting a coordinated group of traffic. And you can use a lot of different traffic sources. At the end of the day, these specific traffic sources isn't that important as long as they're good, legitimate traffic sources with real people. If you happen to like Instagram, if you happen to like even Snapchat, or Facebook is an easy one for everyone. YouTube is another great option. Google AdWords is another option. If you have a blog or anything like that, that's another option. You can use any of these traffic sources. You're just getting a group of different traffic sources together to drive your sales in a very short period of time, 3 to 5 days. And then if you do all that stuff the right way, you'll get your product ranking for that keyword. Like he was just talking about, Dana was ranking. So it's using that same exact system. And that gets you your initial placement and organic traffic coming from Amazon. And organic means non-paid. And so then once you do that, to get ongoing sales, you're running Amazon's kind of simple ad platforms like we teach on a very calculated basis. You're not just throwing money against the wall. You're not doing any branding campaigns. You're basically, with Amazon's ad platforms, it's very easy to see how much you're spending and how much you're making. So you know that if you spend $100 on ads, if you do it the way we teach, you're making back $100 in profit from those products. Now you can be more aggressive. You can overspend what you're making in profit. Some people do that because it's a more aggressive strategy to get their products selling more. More sales means more reviews, which means more sales later on. but you don't have to. You can do it all so that you're actually running ads, but you're not really spending any money on those ads, and that helps you get more sales, more reviews. It can help your organic rankings as well for keywords. And so yeah, we teach all that sort of stuff in ASM.
You know, I want to hit on that for a sec, because that might sound counterintuitive to say, what do you mean breaking even on ads? How is that helping? That's one of the powerful things about this. So think of it this way. When you're breaking even on ads, what you're doing, so you don't want, you obviously, your goal is to be profitable on all your ads, but also sometimes those, you got certain keywords that are sending so much traffic, Amazon rewards you for velocity of activity. So if you have a keyword that's getting a lot of buyers, but you're only able to break even on it, the reward is still really good because it's lifting you up in different categories. Now, again, we cover this all in more detail, but that's what's so powerful about using an internal system with Amazon. You're able to, like, the cool thing is when you first get started, you know, there's not really any way you can guarantee that you're focusing on the right keywords, that you're optimizing your listing perfectly right. So we go through the training and we get you to accumulate the best competitive analysis you can do and optimize your listing for the best, like, educated guess you can get started with. But then what you do after that is you let Amazon take over. You let Amazon start telling you the data. You turn on things that are called like auto sponsor ads. Amazon starts showing your listing in a wide variety of areas, and then it starts tracking. It starts telling you, for example, with these glasses, you know, you might think Harry Potter glasses are the best, but maybe you might find for your particular product, its round glasses are selling the best. That's what it's going to tell you. So then you go back in and you say, you know, this just says Harry Potter glasses. It's like, oh my goodness, I better add Harry Potter round glasses because that's converting the best. You start ranking for that term better. Naturally, organically, your sales start increasing, and you just keep doing that process there until you've optimized your listing, and it's just, it works perfectly.
Yep. So we got a couple things. So where's old Roy Snowden's quote? It says, this video has the most information outside the course so far. Cool. So then somebody else here says, Elizabeth Batista Cortez says, I like to sell electronics. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right question. I was looking for this one from US Home Buyers. Says, as far as branding a product, like a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, for example, do you have to put your brand name on the actual earbuds themselves, or can you just use your brand name on the packaging of the item? Or would it be both? Would it be best to do both? You know, at the end of the day, like, you know, like Jason was saying, like, your first objective is to get something live and selling. And so, for example, like this product, you don't have to have this. Like, they could open the box and it could be completely blank and it wouldn't make much of a difference. Now, really good products are branded throughout the entire experience. You know, the box is branded. Like, this may come in a bag or something, that's branded. They've got the actual, like, information sheet like they do here. This thing is branded. This thing is branded inside of here. All that stuff just creates kind of a better experience for your brand. It gets people to think more about your brand, hopefully buy more stuff in the future. So that is ideal, but it's not at all required. I mean, once again, these people, they don't have it anywhere. Like, they don't have, this is a bag, generic bag. This is a generic box. The actual light bulbs themselves, they don't have any branding on them. That's a quicker, cheaper, easier way to get started. But this, at the end of the day, is where you want to end up. It ends up being a better experience for your business and brand overall.
Yeah, like, for example, this box right here, like, this is a pretty complicated box. I would not recommend when you get out of the gate, because the extra colors cost extra money, all those kind of things. And really, the product is probably going to be the same no matter what. So I would start with a basic box, something with a little less color, something just to get things going. And then once you prove it, you start going, you know, making profit. That's when you reinvest that and say, okay, now how do we make our product really stand out as unique to our own, so that people recognize, oh, that's the Culinary Obsession brand. But if you invest all that up front, you're kind of putting the cart before the horse, because you don't even know if the product's going to sell aggressively or not. Now, if you follow our system, if you pick the products based on our system, we give you as much of a chance of success as possible. And the cool thing with Amazon, even if you pick a product that like 200 units you get and you're like, oh my God, what if it doesn't sell? Well, it's going to sell, because you're following the criteria where at the worst case scenario, you drop the price, you do some marketing, and you make your money back and you reinvest that in a different product. But that's not, you know, ideally your first product is going. You heard people that have been on the call that are still selling their first product. But the thing to remember too, your first product, don't sit there and think my first product is going to be the winner. Meaning, like, go for it, really try to make your first product the winner. But a year from now, you might find out, you know what? I don't really want to be selling these thermometers. This isn't the market I want to go into. I kind of want to go into this other brand. That's fine. What you do is you sell out of that brand, you take the money and you start a different brand. There's like, this is just to get you going. The initial step is to get you up and running, making money on Amazon as quickly as possible. And from there, you start changing and really making it unique to the process that you want it to be regarding what brand you want to sell, what products you want to sell.
Yep, so we got a few questions here. So Melissa Kane Raymundi says, what are some things the courses teaches that you haven't mentioned? At the end of the day, we teach everything from the beginning of Amazon all the way to building and scaling this business. And so I would recommend, we actually have a list of some of the things that are covered in there. We kind of go module by module. So if you go to asmnow.com, you'll end up on this page. And you can watch this video, and we go into more detail in here. It talks about what's really in each module. So go to asmnow.com, and you can check that out. And they got somebody else saying here, Christy Lynn says, I'm so lost. You guys are too advanced for me. I've never sold before. Don't worry. Almost everybody that we've taught this to has not sold before. But you'll learn how to do all that stuff. That's the advantage of ASM. Once again, you can also go to asmnow.com. Check out the video. You can see that we cover everything from the beginning, but don't worry, that's not an uncommon issue.
Our assumption that when you join is that you've never sold before. So our assumption is we're guiding you from the process of never selling a product, having no idea how to source a product, all the way to becoming an expert at this. So don't worry about that.
Yep, and then so once you've kind of got this product up, you've launched it, you've run some initial marketing, how do you scale this business? How do you scale to 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, $1 million a month? How does that work with this business? You've got two options. Say you're selling this product. Option number one, sell more of this product. That's where you want to start. So run more ads, do more social media, all very calculated. You're not just sort of throwing money against the wall, but you scale up sales for this product, get more reviews, get better organic rankings. And we have strategies for all this stuff. Sell more of this product. Eventually, you're kind of going to cap out. Eventually, there's only so much of this product that's being sold on Amazon. If you start being the #1 seller for it, there's no extra growth for that product. So then what you do is you go over to Amazon. This is an example. All I did was pull this exact product up here. And there's a section here which you can go to any Amazon product page and you can see the same section. It's customers who bought this item also bought. Amazon is literally telling you that if you're selling this product, these are the other products the same people are buying. So then you add another product under your brand and sell it to the same people. Now, like, pretend your brand didn't exist. You're starting back over. You've got a product. You go through the ranking, the traffic, the sales, all that good stuff. You get reviews. You get this other product that's selling well. Great. Now you have two products selling well. But the advantage of already having one under the same brand, same market, is you can use all these customers to get sales and reviews of each new product faster. And so, for example, this is a foaming facial cleanser. I see over here that other people are buying facial moisturizer, that are buying a sort of SPF sunscreen. People are buying an eye gel. People are buying some sort of other renewal, something or other. So skincare stuff, people buy a million different products. So there's lots of other stuff you could sell. So if I was this person, I would look through these other opportunities, find out which ones are really selling well, and then maybe my next product is a facial moisturizer. So this is a cleanser. So actually, after you do the cleanser, maybe you do the moisturizer. Or maybe I find it's a better opportunity to start with the eye gel, for example. Either way, same people buying this. If they like your brand, they'll buy whatever you have next. And so you can basically use that to launch another product. So say this product is doing, $20,000 a month for you. You launch 3 or 4 more of these. It's easy to get to $100,000 a month as long as you keep following the system and kind of rinsing and repeating and leveraging the big asset that you're building along the way, which is a brand, a customer list, and people who have bought your product in the past.
Yeah, and so sometimes you'll notice you go to different listings on Amazon and it'll look a little bit different. Oftentimes, like I just brought up one I just threw in. We don't recommend this product because it really doesn't fit our criteria anymore, but non-stick baking mats. I type that in and all of a sudden it gives me frequently bought together, a fabric steamer, for some reason that's bought together, but then a heat sealer. So a touchless handheld heat bag sealer. You would have never known that, but they're telling you right here, these products are being bought frequently together. Your market is into that product. So you start listening to your customers. That's where you start asking your customers, but Amazon starts telling you what products are happening. Then what else happens when you use Amazon's product ads? all of a sudden you'll start looking in your reports and you'll see ASIN numbers. Now, ASIN numbers, you can't really see it in here, but you'll see a number that's like B004HL. You're going to start seeing those numbers in your, all of a sudden in your ads. So you start going to those, and all of a sudden you start seeing the products that people are landing on that then are being directed to you. So it even gives you more ideas of products, because a lot of customers are buying this product and then they are landing on this type of product, but are coming to your product listing. There's so much competitive intelligence you can do. So start simple with one product and then let your customers in Amazon really flush out how to scale with what products to start selling. But a big thing that we also can do here on Amazon is not only can you scale by adding more products, Amazon makes it so easy to scale internationally. We have members that are doubling and tripling. Actually, Kirsty Verity yesterday was on the call with us, just by going from Amazon.com, continuing to sell on Amazon.com, but by also then starting to sell on like Amazon.uk or Amazon Germany, because it's so easy to get going into those other markets. You're already established on Amazon. You then start selling over there, and it's all pretty much the same process, and they're doubling and tripling their business. Talk about scaling.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we can only cover so much on these kind of sessions. And so we have a whole program that walks you through building this entire business from start to finish, called Amazing Selling Machine. And what's available right now is called ASM 8. It's the 8th version of Amazing Selling Machine, and it's absolutely the best one we've ever created. And it's only available for another 14 hours, 45 minutes, and 30 seconds as of right now. You can get access by going to asmnow.com. And in the day, we have more people that have been successful with this than you could imagine. We've done some Facebook Live sessions, which you're kind of running out of time to go watch these, but just as a few examples, we've got here, we've got Leah and David. And so they basically started with $500 and just sold their business for $4 million a couple months ago. Absolutely insane, amazing couple. Then we've got, Jason, maybe you want to explain these guys?
John Gill and Mike Etsy's two very successful people.
John Collins,
I'm sorry. John Collins. They've started, so this guy started about 4 years ago. This guy started about 3 years ago, both running multi-million-dollar businesses. The cool thing, Mike Etsy, what I love about his story is that he only works a couple hours a day. He actually took some time off. Like, he's been able to get systems in, making millions of dollars. Right now, like last year, he said he kind of stepped away from the business a little bit. It kept growing. You know, now he's back in it, really scaling it. Awesome story, really genuine, nice guys.
Yep, and then who do we have next? We've got, Biswa and Tyrone. So they're both from the UK. So if you live in the UK or really anywhere in the world, we brought them on. They both sell a lot on Amazon. So they've been very successful with this business. Great guys. We've met them quite a few times. Started with ASM and have built amazing businesses as a result. And then we have Brandon Clark. So you probably saw him in some of the videos. You could see him in the video number 4, which you can go to ASM Now. He's built an amazing business, does about $5 million a year on Amazon, and he built this while kind of battling a pretty bad health situation. He's got like a chronic pain syndrome that he has to deal with, and this business allowed him to kind of get the best healthcare possible and have the freedom to kind of do this, which would have been really hard with a job.
Yeah, he used to be like, he was into bodybuilding, all that kind of stuff, had some health issues, needed something that he could do from home, and now all of a sudden he's got his whole family in it, and they've really rebuilt their life, very successful.
Yep, and then we got Dana. She's from Panama, still works a job, is basically a wealth manager. And so she's brand new. She's only been at this for a couple months. I think she's already about $20,000 in sales.
I was just going to say, this is October 9th, and she was just on the call yesterday. She's doubled that in the last month now.
Yep, so brand new, has only been doing this for a couple of months. And then we've got over here, these are some members that actually came and visited us in Austin. They're local. So they just stopped by our office. Like this spot right here is actually right behind or right in front of us. And so they came and visited people that have already been very successful with this business. They kind of stopped by. One of them, I think a couple of them are doing a few million a year. She's a little earlier on, but this business is allowing her to have kind of extra income to sort of take care of her kid and do stuff with her life. Then we have the person you mentioned earlier.
We've got my little emojis in there. Matt loves those. So this guy, John Gill, great story. He was at a point where he was really desperate in his life. He needed to make this work. He joined. Remember, he had lots of fear, just like a lot of you, I'm sure. Is this going to work? Is this right for me? Now, not only has he been able to, he sold his business for millions of dollars. He's actually been able to help his son create his own business, who his son is doing better than he was. He's been able to help his family. He's been able to help. There was a huge relief he he got to do to help last year. I'm not sure if it was in Panama. I can't remember where it was. Sorry, John, for not remembering where that was. But awesome success story of someone who had no prior experience selling physical products online, has been able to create an industry for himself, plus help his family and friends.
Yep. And then what else we have here? Oh, we've got Angie and Athena. So been very successful with this business. Angie, I think she does about $500,000 a month. She sells products in the US and Europe, does extremely well, has brought a lot of people into the ASM community because she's just so passionate about it.
And she just became a mentor too.
Oh, sweet. Yep. And then Athena is, I feel like, knows half of the world, half of the ASM members. And so she's also brought a lot of people into the community. Absolutely amazing. She helps us out with live events. And yeah, just an amazing person that this business model has really helped her a lot too. She runs something called the ASM Moms. So it's a group for moms that are doing this business, single moms. So yeah, so absolutely amazing. And then we've got one more here. Who do we have?
Oh, Karen and Eric. Yeah, yep. Karen and Eric. So I love this story. They were, a very young couple. Karen went through university, spent, thousands upon thousands of dollars going to university, could not get a job for more than $11 an hour. They came across ASM and they did it. And now not only are they extremely successful, but they're very successful at helping other sellers get even better results too. Just an awesome story about how they were able to turn their life around, all because of ASM.
Yep. And yeah, so we could go through these all day long. These are just ones that we've done recently on Facebook, so you can see their interviews if you want to. But at the end of the day, we are kind of running out of time here. Doors do close in about 14 hours from now. And so just go to asmnow.com. You can get all the details. I'm not going to necessarily run through it right now because we're already well over the hour. And so just a few highlights here that you're going to want to check out when you go to this page. First off is you can see the 4 different components. You can watch the video. All this is in the video too if you prefer that way. We talk about the 4 components: the web class, the mentors, the community, and the private resource vault. We also get into a few other important things. A 30-day guarantee. Jason mentioned this at the beginning. You got 30 days to check this thing out. If you're not happy for whatever reason, we'll give you a 100% refund. We've also got another thing called the ASM 8 6-month buyback promise. So this is another guarantee that you actually have 6 months to claim. You just have to build the business, follow the training. All the information you need is right there. Really cool thing we're doing. Yeah, so that's kind of all the information that you need. Read through all that stuff, grab your spot, doors are closing. Then when you're ready, you just click that green take your next step button. And you can see you just enter basic information, first name, last name, billing, that sort of stuff. And once you click complete my purchase, you will be an ASM 8 member. You'll get access to the platform, the training, and everything else. And we release Module 1 starting tomorrow.
So, and again, if you have any problems, for example, if you're trying to sign up and for whatever reason you're having any problem, use our live chat, call our phone number. We're here to help you. We will make sure that you get, we don't want you to miss this opportunity either. I just wanted to do a little shout out for Terry McCoy. I just saw I'm in today. Woohoo! Can't wait to get started. Great to have you here, Terry. So I'd like to do that too while we're closing up. If you are a member of the Amazing Selling Machine, whether you're a previous member or not, I'd love you to just do a little shout out in the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube. And just, what I'd love you to do is say, I'm ASM 8 from, and just tell us where you're from too, because we'd love to give a shout out. If you're ASM 7, say that as well too, but just say hello, say whether you've joined ASM and where you're from, and we'll do some shout outs for you.
Yep, for sure. So that's about main stuff that we wanted to cover today. We've got a few more live sessions coming up later, so you can check back here on our Facebook page. And so you can check those out. But, like we keep saying, time is running out to grab your spot on Amazing Selling Machine. Got about 14 hours left. They close at 11:59 p.m. Pacific tonight, which is Thursday, October 26th. And if you wait until after that, you'll hit the page. It'll say sold out, and you'll no longer be able to sign up. So hopefully we see you in there, because what's going to happen is, like right now, you get access to the welcome module immediately. Module number 1 releases tomorrow, and then we're also doing the kickoff call for new members tomorrow, live group coaching call with all of us. And so that's going to be another really cool thing. So you want to get in as soon as possible so you can join us for tomorrow and really get started with this new business first thing tomorrow. And then jump in the welcome module, go through there today if you can. But either way, make sure you're ready for module 1 tomorrow.
Cool. So Curry Z, I'm ASM 8 from Pennsylvania. Kenny Wynn, I'm MS 8 from Detroit. Justine Huela, I'm MS 8 from Namibia. you know, and these are usernames I'm calling YouTube, so if I'm not getting it right, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited now. Wow, that's cool. Alyssa, MS8 from Minnesota. MS8 Jessica from California. ASM8. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to go fast. My apologies.
MS8.
ASM, Amazing Sound Machine 8. Very cool, from California. Thank you, Jessica, for being here.
You looking over on YouTube for those?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we got a bunch over on Facebook too. We got Bonnie Blood Cerubi, ASM8 from California. Michelle Turnbow, ASM8 from Idaho. Abbas Syed Tanha, ASM8 from Austin, Texas. So you're somewhere around here. That's where we're at right now. Dello something or other, Dello Furto keeps moving down on me. ASM8 Portland, Oregon. So Lore Rainwater, ASM7. Sweet. So could keep going all day long, but yeah, thanks everyone for posting that. Super helpful. We hope to see a lot of new faces in ASM8 starting today. So go to asmnow.com, grab your spot, see all the details, and hopefully we see you in ASM8. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone.